Thank you for the opportunity to share information with you about community schools and what it could mean to the students of the Santa Maria Bonita School District. My name is Jose Segura, and I am the coordinator of community schools for the district. Just a little bit about myself. I am a local person. I grew up here in Santa Maria. As you can see, I went to Santa Maria Bonita schools like Bruce and Oakley and El Camino. Santa Maria High School I attended, as well as local colleges. And so this district is very important to me, and the success of our students matters. Let's start off with the district's mission statement. This is important because this mission statement says what we believe when it comes to our students and their success. So, as a unifying force that cultivates and enriches our diverse community, is to ensure that every student flourishes by discovering their passion and purpose, exercising self-determination, and developing the skills to reach their maximum potential through a student-centered culture distinguished by the whole child approach, an inclusive environment, community and family engagement, transformational innovation, and highly effective staff. As you can see, I highlighted a whole child approach because I believe that this statement really includes or encompasses all the other elements of our strategic plan. So, what is a community school? I've been trying to figure out a way to explain this within 2 or 3 minutes, and then I found this really amazing video that does that for me. So let's take a look at this short video, and it's going to explain to you what makes a school a community school.
What makes a school a great school? Caring for the whole child, expanding the horizons of learning, building relationships with family, working together to realize a shared vision. This is the school every student needs. This is a community school. Community schools are public schools that partner with stakeholders to create the conditions students need to thrive. Community schools can be found across the United States, and their numbers are growing fast. But what exactly makes a school a community school? They integrate student supports. Clinics, counselors, and other services ensure each and every student is ready to learn. They expand and enrich learning. Extended school days, summer programs, and real-world experiences help students reach their full potential. They engage families and communities. Partnering with residents to identify and meet community needs makes everyone feel safe, welcome, and involved in school. They lead in collaboration. Inclusive decision-making and peer learning builds trust among students, educators, families, and community. When a school stands on these 4 pillars, it's a community school. Research supports this 4-pillar approach, but there's no one-size-fits-all model. Every community school is different because each community is different. Figuring out what it looks like in your community starts by getting actual community members involved. That's the full-time job of community school coordinators. They're the human bridge connecting all the partners and stakeholders that make community schools possible. So that's what makes a school a community school. Now,
So as you can see, that video does a really good job of explaining, well, what makes a school a community school? And we want to make sure that we understand that community schools, they are transformational. They are inclusive. They involve all of our educational partners. The community schools is a framework. It's not a program, it's not a plan, but a framework that requires the buy-in from all our stakeholders like you. We make the school the center of the community, and we build shared power, which includes providing wraparound services for our students. Now, community schools are not just a building, and it's not a program or one other thing to add to the already very full plates of our educators and our educational leaders. Community schools is not something that's just for some people or some schools, but it's for everyone. And they're not here to replace what's already great about your school. We want to keep all the things that are working and build on those. Also, community schools is not about top-down decision-making. And it's not just about providing services to students, which is important, but community schools goes beyond that. Community schools is built off of the 4 pillars. We saw a little bit of this information in the video, but let's go a little bit deeper into what are the 4 pillars and what does each one mean. First, we have integrated student supports. Integrated student supports are all the supports and services we provide to students during the instructional day. Things like free breakfast and lunch, access to nurses and health assistants. We have programs for social emotional learning. Students have access to counselors and wellness coaches, as well as psychologists and therapists. We provide a lot of supports and services to our students during the day to help them physically and mentally be prepared to do the work of being a student. We want to try and remove as many barriers as possible so that students can focus on learning. Next, we have expanded and enriched learning time and opportunities. This is everything we do for students outside of the instructional day. This could include before school, after school, summers, weekends, intersessions, but this also includes time during the school day when students are not in class. For example, lunchtime programs. Expanded and enriched learning opportunities provide us as educators and the educational community to provide for students opportunities to either take what they learn in the classroom and expand on it, or to provide students with new enriched and learning opportunities so that they can learn more about the community in which they live. They can learn more about what opportunities exist in their world, and we can broaden the experiences that students have, things that we couldn't do during a regular school day. This is very important when we talk about addressing the whole child. Then we have the active family and community engagement. This is all about bringing our families and our community into the schools and making them part of the educational experience. This is everything from family engagement events and activities to engaging with our community partners, but there's always more that we can do to make our schools a more inviting and a more collaborative space for all of our educational partners. And then we have collaborative leadership and practices. This is really about sharing decision-making, bringing our stakeholders and our educational partners together, parents, teachers, school staff, school administrators, community partners, and our students, bringing them into the room together to take a look at what are the needs of our individual schools. What do we as a school community see as being important or that we are lacking? And what action plans can we put in place to do something about that? So giving folks the power and authority to determine what its needs are, and then giving them the authority to do something about it. That's what collaborative leadership and practices is all about. So, who are included in the community schools process? Well, it's everybody. It's all of our educational partners. That includes every district employee, whether you're a teacher, an administrator, or a support staff person. You are all important components to our community schools. We also include parents and the students themselves. These folks are an integral part of what we do every single day. So it only makes sense that parents and students have a voice in the work we do to improve student outcomes. And then we also reach out to our community partnerships and then other resources we have in the community, because they're just as interested in our students succeeding as we are. So why community schools? Like, what are the benefits? Well, as we said, the benefits are really about building trust, because building trust leads to positive relationships. And when we have positive relationships, we can work together to improve student outcomes. Again, all of us working collaboratively. It's also about having a shared vision that reflects the community values. And so each of our schools is different. And each school has its own culture and its own community. And we really have to embrace that and make that part of how we function as a school. And to look at our community as an asset and a resource that can help us move students forward and help them to meet their maximum potential. We also look at community schools as a way to improve outcomes for traditionally marginalized students, students of color, students with language barriers, students with different abilities. These are folks who oftentimes get overlooked, and we want to embrace those folks as being part of our diverse educational community and bringing their voices to the table and addressing their needs so that all our students can be successful. And then, of course, there's inclusive decision-making. We talked a little bit about this. The community schools has a specific model for that, which is the Site Steering Committee. This is a committee made up of all of our educational partners coming together to take a look at the data and the information that's generated at the school site in order to determine what are some objectives that we can identify that if we address those objectives, they would improve student outcomes. And so that's really putting that decision-making power into the hands of the folks who are going to be directly impacted by the actions and outcomes of those decisions. The research on community schools also shows us that it has the ability to lower rates of absenteeism by addressing the root cause of why students don't come to school. It helps to create better work habits, improves grades and test scores, and even improves behavior for students because we're looking at the student as a whole child, everything about them, their personality, their social emotional needs, their academic needs, their physical needs, and their community needs. We also see a higher enrollment in college and preparatory classes for those students as they move on through high school and then graduate. And again, higher graduation rates in students who come from community schools. So that's all I have for you today. Just a short overview of what community schools are and what they could mean for the students of the Santa Maria Bonita School District. Again, my name is Jose Segura. I'm the coordinator of community schools. Please feel free to take down my phone number and my email address. I would love to hear from you. Send me any questions. If you need clarification on anything that you heard today, I'm more than happy to speak to you or a group of folks and to go further into what community schools could mean for the students and the communities of the Santa Maria Bonita School District. Thank you.